March 22nd, 9:14 p.m., Gatewater Hotel, Greeter's Hotel Room. Hello everyone and welcome back to Ace Attorney Justice for All. We are now here in the second part of the investigation. It is quite late actually, both in the game and in real life. Although it's a bit later for me. It's just after 11 o'clock at night. I've been off of work for 4 hours and I'm only now starting to record a video. This may be the only one I do tonight. So anyway, let's get started. We discovered in the last video that there was a hidden camera in this bear's eye. And we are now, Edgeworth took it to see if we could, not Edgeworth, Gumtree took it. Edgeworth took the bear itself, not the camera, because apparently, according to Edgeworth, the camera was a dead end. So it would have been impossible to find out who bought that particular camera. And so Edgeworth is going to try to find out who purchased the bear itself, because apparently it's one of a kind and it's handmade overseas. No, maybe not one of a kind, but it's definitely overseas. Anyway, let's get going here. It's past 9 p.m. already, isn't it? I wonder Mr. Edgeworth has already found missing Maya. These things take time. I'd say probably not. The police are professionals, Pearls. They'll find her, so don't you worry. And if we can win a not guilty verdict tomorrow, then everything will be okay. You're right. Your doctor? Okay. So the real person who killed Mr. Creator was that assassin, Mr. Shirley the Killer, right? And the car Miss Andrews found at the crime scene seems to be the proof of that. But if that's the case, then a new question comes to mind. Who was the one that hired the killer to begin with? Who is his client? You mean, who asked for the murder? That person didn't want to dirty their own hands in blood. But whoever this client is, they're still a killer. Who could have hired the assassin? Do you think it was Miss Andrews? I wonder. But if she was the client, then why go through the effort to stab the knife into the corpse herself? But if Miss Andrews wasn't the client, then no, it can't be Matt Ingalls himself. Was it Matt? If Mr. Ingalls really did hire the assassin, then he is not innocent at all. Far from it. He would be guilty of the crime. But it can't be Mr. Ingalls, right? I mean, when we first talked with him. Mr. Ingalls, I'd like to ask you one more question. Did you kill Mr. Juan Carita? Alright, just so we're clear, dude. I didn't kill anyone, and that includes Juan Carita, okay? I didn't see any Cyclops at that time. Actually, that reminds me. Do you remember something, Mr. Nick? Yeah, something Miss Andrews said at the trial today. She said something interesting. Something interesting? So what is this interesting thing? Oh, that's right. You didn't hear it, did you? Did you, Pearls? Juan had bet everything on the German Ninja this year. And if he lost the Grand Prix, he was going to make sure Matt was going down with him. That's what we thought anyway. It looked like somehow Juan had in his hands a secret so powerful that it would destroy Matt's acting career had it been revealed. Miss Ingalls' secret? What is the secret? I don't know yet. But for now, let's think about it this way. Mr. Creator was going to reveal this secret. That means Mr. Ingard had plenty of motive to have Mr. Kurita silenced. Which means we have to meet with Mr. Ingard. There's no way around it now. Whoa. Talk about intense. Okay, what hotel hallway? Wow, it's really getting late, isn't it, Mr. Nick? Yeah, it's past 9 p.m. already. But we still have some things to prepare for tomorrow's trial. There's still the matter of this secret Mr. Kurita held about Mr. Ingard and Miss Andrews' real intentions. These are two things I must know tonight. But aren't visiting hours over at the detention center? I'm sure we'll think of something, Pearls. Don't you worry. Okay. March 22nd. Gateway Hotel, Breedlove Hall. I keep forgetting not to see the date on here. Hey, wait! What is it, whippersnapper? All I know is nothing that has anything to do with you is ever good. Like just now, I was handed this strange device for who knows what reason. I was told to use it to search the whole hotel. That's the bug sweeper, isn't it? The one Gumshoe made. I don't know, and frankly, I don't care. The request came from Edgepoo, so... Edgeworth? And he said, if you feel angry, direct your anger at that unsophisticated lawyer. So I'm going to feel free to direct all my anger towards you. Gee, thanks a bundle, Edgeworth. What a pal you are. Bug sweeper. This is absolutely top secret, so you had better keep it to yourselves. I heard they found a spy camera hidden in one of the presents. Very interesting. I'm sure it was, you know. It was to catch poor Juan in the middle of a scandalous meeting. Scandalous? What's that? It means, well, you know, that gossip that's been going around about my dear Juan. Oh, you mean that thing about Miss Andrews? But I'm sure that she must have had some reason for getting close to Mr. Kurita. I'll let you in on another secret, young'un. I know who planted that spy camera. It was that obnoxious, puffy-haired photographer girl. The nerve of some people. Spying on people by yourself, as if I wouldn't want to see it for myself, too. Wow, Yanni Green actually admitted to her true intentions for a change. I don't know what you're thinking exactly, but I can bet that it's nothing good. I didn't say anything. On Adrian. So you want to know about Juan and that manager, right? Actually, as I hear it, there was something of a refreshing pair, those two. Oh? I tell you, Juan really welcomed that manager with open arms, I heard. That manager? Who are you talking about? You don't know? The manager woman Juan had. It's a shame she killed herself, though. Oh, you're talking about Miss Celeste Impax, Miss Andrews' mentor, right? Yes, that's the one. That's Celeste's girl. She was supposed to get married, you know. Married? You mean to Mr. Kurita? Really, you young kids today don't know anything, do you? That girl Celeste killed herself 3 days after the marriage announcement. 3 days after the marriage announcement? What in the... Why would Miss Impax want to kill herself? She was going to get married. Well, that's because she was thrown away, you see, by Juan. What? But they were going to get married, right? They promised each other, right? They held a grand announcement in that session, but 3 days later, Juan suddenly cancelled the marriage. Is that true? It was in the weekly magazines. But why? Why did he do that? That was not in the magazines, unfortunately. I see. The night after Juan called off the wedding, that manager, Celeste, killed herself. How terrible. I wonder what happened between those two. It's pretty tragic, yeah. Okay. Let's go to the hotel lobby. Yes. On that night, there must have been at least a few hundred people here. I guess the police are done with the questioning and investigating. It looks like things here in the lobby have finally calmed down. Okay. Police station, Criminal Affairs Department. It feels sort of tense in here, doesn't it, Mr. Nick? Yeah, it does. I wonder if something happened. You're Mr. Edgard's lawyer, right? Yes, sir. Well, we finally found just the person we've been looking for. A real decisive witness. A decisive witness? You mean for the Edgard case? We're taking the witness's statement right now. Gotta hand it to Mr. Edgeworth. What's Edgeworth up to now? Who is this witness? I think you know this person quite well, Mr. Lawyer. Mr. Nick? Between the kidnapper's demand and now this, I can't see any way to win here. Oh yeah, Mr. Edgeworth wanted me to tell you something. He did? Even though visiting hours are long over at the detention center, he wanted me to grant you special permission, so there you go. What? I've already called them so they know. Go on, go talk to your heart's content. Thank you very much. This is such good news, Mr. Nick. Go talk to your heart's content? It sounds like the police are pretty sure they have tomorrow's trial in the bag. Okay. We might as well go there now. Detention Center Visitors Room. I'm sure they must have transferred Mr. Andrews here by now. So that means that both Mr. Engard and Miss Andrews are in this detention center. Now then, whose story do I want to hear? Engard. Dude, it's Mr. Wright. I hope you can get me off the hook tomorrow. I'm counting on you. I hope so too. Edgeworth just dropped a bombshell on me by saying that Juan Credo was killed by an assassin, and that the assassin's client is this man, Matt Engard. What's wrong? Mr. Engard, there's something I must know with 100% certainty. You seem kind of different. You're totally not like your usual loyal dude self. Okay. About the press conference. You mean the one where Juan was going to dress up as the Nickel Samurai? Yeah, I heard a little more about it from Mr. Andrews. It looked like somehow Juan had in his hands a secret so powerful that would destroy Matt's acting career had it been revealed. Could you please fill me in on what this secret is, please? Uh-oh. 5. I knew this was coming. 5 Cyclops. Mr. Nick, don't tell me. Cyclops. You said a secret, right? But I don't have any idea where it is. Do you, dude? Do you know about Mr. Credo and Miss Andrews' relationship? Well, it's all over the tabloids, dude. But I don't know any of the details, if that's what you mean. Look, how many times do I have to tell you? I don't care what Juan did with his life. Miss Andrews, she had a purpose in mind when she started seeing Mr. Credo. The mentor was Mr. Creda's manager, and Miss Andrews was going to get Miss Celeste Impact's suicide note from him. Celeste? Does that jog any memories? Dude, I suddenly just got totally hungry. You up for a pizza? My treat. Mr. Nick, what's a pizza? Is a kind of pea like green peas? Let's go eat one later, okay? Oh, I got cut off by the pizza dude at the shop. That's too bad. Well, how about we get our minds off this topic and talk about something else, okay? Mr. Engard, are you connected to Miss Imbax's suicide note in some way? Okay, I think what we have to do now is move somewhere else. It doesn't look like Mr. Swift Detective is here. Well, he's out there with that camera asking around at all the electronic stores. Then I'll make some salad for him for dinner. It looks like Pearls really appreciates what Gumshoe is doing for us. Mr. Nick? Yes? Where's the lettuce? I don't think I've ever bought lettuce before. Aw, I guess I have to give up on making a salad then. Guess the lack of lettuce is kind of a problem. I'll do that. Let's move back to the data center and talk to Adrian Andrews. And then whose store do I want to hear? Andrews. Oh, it's you. I'm sorry to be visiting at this such a late hour, but there's a few questions I absolutely have to ask you tonight. Me? I thought your client was Matt. I'm sure Miss Andrews knows something. She can't be clueless about this secret Mr. Carita had on Mr. Engard. Okay, let's talk to her. I'd like to ask you about Matt Engard, if you don't mind. Mr. Wright, you still don't know, do you? The real him, I mean. You seem to bear a lot of resentment towards Mr. Engard. If that's the case, then why did you become his manager? And why would you become intimate with his rival? That has nothing to do with this case. Nothing. Okay. About Miss Celeste Impacts. I had finally put her death behind me. And now, thanks to you, it's all come back to the surface. I'm sorry. Yes, I was shocked by her suicide. And it's true that when I heard the rumor that Juan was the one who had hidden her suicide note, I began to draw close to him. I wanted to get her suicide note back and to burn it. You wanted to burn it? But why? I didn't want it to spread like just another piece of gossip. But I never held any murderous intent towards Juan. I would never do something so stupid. The suicide note, huh? I wonder what it said. Why fame him? Why did you try to fame Mr. Engard? That's simple. Because he's the killer, that's why. Isn't it the duty of every good citizen to inform the police? But there had to be another way. The police are excellent in doing their job, so they'd figure it out, right? Yes, they're so good that they couldn't figure out the real truth behind Celeste's death. Miss Andrews? Well, I know you're not the type of person to do something without a reason. So please tell me why you did what you did. Revenge. Huh? Did you say something just now? Whoa. Only one side clock, huh? A side clock, huh? Don't you understand yet? You're not my lawyer. To be honest, you're more like my enemy. But I'm sure I just heard Miss Andrews say revenge. Well, we can't break it right now, so let's move elsewhere. Police Station, Criminal Affairs Department. Oh, Mr. Wright, please, you have to help me. Uh-oh. Mr. Powers. What happened? Why are you here? You see, I got roped into this somehow. What? And now I'm going to testify at tomorrow's trial. So the decisive witness is Mr. Powers? I was talking with a detective until a little while ago, and I was on my way home. When all of a sudden, you there, you're under arrest, and I was brought back here. Oh. They said my face and whole and self in general looked suspicious or something. Well, I guess I can see how they thought you looked suspicious. I'm just a normal guy on an exercise stroll for kids. Is that a crime? So about this testimony you're giving, what are you going to talk about? Oh, I really don't know yet. But it sounds like I saw something pretty important from what they tell me. You saw something important? What was it? Well, the detective told me not to talk about it. You can't tell anyone, and especially not that lawyer, he said. Who do you think is that lawyer the detective was talking about? I'm going to take a wild guess and say it's me. Yeah, you got it. Mr. Nick. Mr. Myos and myself are your only two allies in this whole world, but it's alright. Ouch. I don't really have a lot of friends, do I? Matt Ingard. This is going to do a lot of damage to Matt, you know. Because he's got that refreshing, like a spring breeze image going. What is he really like? Well, let's see. Matt's always been kind of a player with women. He would never really turn a pretty face away, if you know what I mean. He'd always say, it's just a game, to justify himself. What? How horrible. That's unforgivable. Oh, ow, sorry. Didn't mean to offend you. But you know, you said once that there's only one person in the world who won't swoon over me. One person who wouldn't swoon over him? His manager, you know, Miss Adrian Andrews. Why is Mr. Powers suddenly looking kind of energetic? Oh, you see, I'm actually a sucker for gossip. I mean, celebrities in their world have this dazzling sort of image, right? A dazzling sort of image? But aren't you part of that dazzle, Mr. Powers? No, I'm more of a hairy, sweaty, smelly, British kind of guy, you see. But it's okay, really. I get to hear plenty of gossip about a lot of the other stars around me as things happen. Oh, it's talking. I need some water here. Well, that's true. Oh, hey. So did you hear about this yet? About Miss Andrews' mentoring her suicide? You mean Miss Impacts? You heard something about how the wedding was cancelled. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I thought about it a little the other day, about that mysterious death. Hey, Mr. Wright, why don't you ask me about that? Go on, go ahead. Mr. Powers is so charged up, his skin is practically glowing with electricity. Wait a second. Okay. Hey, so have you heard this? Celeste left a suicide note. And they say that Juan went and hid it. We heard about that in court today. But there wasn't any actual proof that she had left a note. Well, this is what I think. Only that something bad was written on that note. Something bad for Juan, that is. Something bad for Mr. Carita? Why do you figure so? Wait. Well, before she died, Celeste talked with a few of her friends. And she said, "It looks like I got caught up with a truly insidious man." A truly insidious man? Does he mean Mr. Carita by that? Well, there's no one else that fits the bill, right? And that would be reason enough for him to hide the suicide note. I see. Well, that's some good info. Thank you. You're welcome. Mr. Encard and Mr. Andrews, they're both at the detention center right now. There are still things I don't understand or know about, I'm sure. I have to get to the two of them to tell me everything. Oh. Mr. Nick, your phone. Hey, that's the Steel Samurai theme song, isn't it? I don't like the sound of this ringtone right now. It sounds like kind of ominous. Yeah, I know. Hello? What are you doing now, pal? Oh, I'll be back in the office really soon. What's wrong? Something really unexpected just happened. Mr. Edgeworth, Edgeworth? Anyway, hurry up and get back to the office, pal. I don't know what's going on anymore. It's no good. In the end, Hello? You got cut off. What's going on, Mr. Nick? Gumshoe said we need to go back to the office right away. Then we should hurry back. I'm scared to go back. What are you talking about, Mr. Nick? Pull yourself together. Maybe it'll be good news. Somehow, I doubt that. Alright, we better go back. What took you so long, pal? Mr. Edwards couldn't stick around forever and had to go. Well, what happened? We got him. You know who bought that spy camera. Eh? This quickly? And this bear is what gave them away, pal. The bear? I figured it out, pal. I figured out that we should have been looking into the bear instead of the camera. But wasn't Mr. Edgeworth a figured... Shh, Pearls. And? Go on. There's only one person who bought one of those bears who's related to this crime. Who is it? Who would be so rude as to spy on another person in the room? Matt Engard. Huh? Matt Engard. Your client. That's who, pal. And here I thought things couldn't get any worse. Stuffed bear? Are you sure you heard right? That the person who bought this bear was... I heard from the apartment store clerk, pal. This is the credit card receipt for the purchase. It's for $3,800, pal. That's an exact match to the price of that stuffed bear. A receipt? That's all you have? Nah, it's not just the receipt, pal. The store clerk said so himself. He told me. I'm sure I sold the bear to Mr. Engard. I mean, the clerk even got Mr. Engard's autograph out of it, pal. So I'm sure the person that bought the stuffed bear was Mr. Engard himself. My sight is failing me. This can't be. Critical receipt added to the court record. A receipt for $3,800, proof Engard bought a stuffed bear, and then go to the one in evidence. So what about the spy camera we found? That was a dead end, pal. I mean, you can't get this kind of thing from anywhere. But for now, I guess I can give these back to you for you to file away into evidence. Spy camera, transmitter, and stuffed bear added refiled into the court record. Said to record the victim's room from 8 p.m. for 1 hour was running at the time of murder. I know you don't want to give up, pal. I never thought. I didn't think it was possible. The person who put the spy camera in Juan Creda's room was Matt Engard. Why? Why would Miss Engard do something like this? I bet I was to catch Miss Edwards and Mr. Creda in one of the rendezvous. I bet is not good enough for me. I have to know the absolute truth behind this camera. Are you going to see him? Mr. Engard, I mean? Yes. I'm scared, Mr. Nick. I wonder what we'll find out next. What we will find out next. I'm scared myself, but I have to put on a good face for pearls. Matt Engard, what in the world have you done? You're working really late, you know. It's already past 10 p.m., dude. I think it's time for you told me the truth. Relax. Don't you know that ignorance is bliss? But if you really want to know, let's talk. I think we can present the Megatama here. Okay. Present.
Take that!
Matt's secret. Now, let's hear what the secret of yours is. What if Mr. Creda had been successful in his plan? What would he have disclosed? I told you before, dude. I don't know. I don't know anything about Juan, okay? Look, Mr. Wright, I could keep on saying that until I'm blue in the face, but I totally didn't pay Juan any attention the whole time that night. I mean, come on. I was in the middle of a nap. Don't lie to me. Huh? I know you paid close attention to Mr. Creda, especially on that night. It's this. Someone used this camera to secretly film Mr. Creda's room the night of the murder. Secretly film? What? What? And then send the images the camera took with this transmitter. Wow, but dude, where was this camera you were talking about hidden? In here, of course. The spy camera was hidden in this bear's eye. A bear that was supposed to be a present from a fan. I guess one had a few of those kinds of fans too. Huh, dude? Actually, I wouldn't say this bear was a present from a fan. You sure, dude? Where else could it be from? The person who gave this bear to Mr. Creda was... you.
Take that!
Mr. Engard, don't you know this bear from somewhere? I don't think I've ever met Mr. Bear before, dude. Aw, but he says he knows you. How could you forget we're such a great friend? What else did the bear tell you? He says that the one who put the camera in its eye was you, Mr. Engard. If I didn't know how you work in court, I'd think I was in some serious trouble. Come on, this is all a joke, alright, right, dude? You're just pulling my leg. Looks like you're not ready to give up your secret yet. Well, do you have any proof you want to show me first? Here is proof that it was you who put the camera inside the bear. Ah, here it is. I have here one credit card receipt, Mr. Encard. It's from when you bought that stuffed bear. Dude, all you can tell from this is I spent $3,800. I go to that department store all the time, okay? This $1,300, this could be the toothbrush that I bought that one time. A $1,300 toothbrush? It's ivory, and it's got elephant hair for bristles. Ew, elephant hair? Is what rich people use it nowadays? Anyway, the store clerk clearly remembers you and your purchase. After all, you even gave him an autograph, did you not? Dude, you should have said that earlier. So can I ask you one thing? Yes? You're my lawyer, right, dude? So if you are, then why are you looking into stuff like that? Because if I don't know the truth, I can't help you. Sounds more like stupid lawyer talk to me. Hey, let's stop talking about this, okay? No, not yet. I haven't asked you why you set the camera up yet. And what your secret is. Of course, it would be strictly confidential. So, what are you going to do now? I'm going to find out what I want to know, because I must. The reason you hid this camera in Mr. Kreda's room and filmed it in secret is... I think it's this one. Adrian Andrews? Adrian Andrews? There was a rumor going around that Miss Andrews and Mr. Creda were having secret meetings. You, who was keeping tabs on Mr. Creda, you were going to reveal this as fact and turn it into a scandal. Isn't that right? Dude, you can be such a moron. Huh? Oh man, Mr. Lawyer, dude, that kind of scandal, that's the good stuff. That's what we in the industry call juicy. The good stuff? Juicy? Look, we could get publicity without spending a penny with that kind of stuff. I mean, when people stopped paying attention to us, then it'd be the end, dude. Too bad that wasn't your intention. What are you talking about? I wish your reason for spying was something so innocent, but it wasn't. You didn't spy on Mr. Creda because of Miss Andrews. Then there was only one reason I can think of for you to do such a thing. The real reason you set up that camera in Mr. Creda's room was... Who's this? What is this card? Maybe he doesn't know about this card. This is a certain man's calling card. The man's name is Shelly the Killer, and I'm sure you know of him, don't you? Shelly the Killer. That's ridiculous. Why would I know someone shitty scumbag like him? If you really don't know him, then why are you acting so jumpy all of a sudden? This is it. I'm finally starting to get to the truth. I can't afford to make any more mistakes now. Whoa, that's a lot of damage here. Mr. Matt Encard, I know why you know Mr. the Killer. It's because you're his client. Since you're the one who set up that camera, that means you knew. You knew exactly what was going to happen in that room. So, how? How would you know something like that? It's because you're his client, that's why. You hired Chili the Killer to assassinate Mr. Juan Kurita. The real mastermind behind this whole murder is you, Matt Ingard. And here I was, trying to be a good boy for you, dude. I thought if you didn't know, you'd be able to do your job without feeling bad. Well, that's what I thought, anyway. Mr. Ingard, you really did hire? Hold on a sec. I'm going to consult myself, okay? Consult myself? Well, I guess it's probably about time anyway. About time for what? I think it's time for you to meet him now, Mr. Lawyer Dude. Whoa. How do you do, Mr. Lawyer? I'm Matt Ingard. Whoa. What's that, brandy? Well done, Mr. Wright. I bet it wasn't easy to gather as much information as you have. You really... So you are Shelley to kill this client? You didn't really think I would dirty my own hands on this, did you? What do you mean? And that woman, Adrian, was quite brave herself. Trying to stick the crime on me. I didn't think she had it in her. But all I care about is that Juan is dead. Is that right, Mr. Lawyer? Wow. He sure looks different without that hair over his eye. That's... You're lying. What a terrible... It's way past your bedtime, little girl. Go on, and let us grown-ups talk about more adult things. But why? Why did you hide the video camera and... A weakling soon believes the words of others, just like that pathetic Adrian. He knew about Miss Andrews' secret? But I'm not weakling. I'm no weakling. I don't believe anyone. These are all assassins. What? Oh, come now, Mr. Wright. Assassins aren't above blackmail. They turn their clients into cash cows by holding the sinful deed over their heads. And a superstar like me, how much do you think I'm worth? Care to guess? And that's why? Yes, that's where the video comes in. It's got his face and the crime scene recorded on it, preserved for all time. With that, I can keep him at bay, and even blackmail him if I want. That's right. That video is my insurance. Is that what they call it, Mr. Wright? Why would you do something so wrong? Because I'm a grown-up, and I can. Good enough fun of an answer for you, little girl? Why? Why would you kill Mr. Kurita? Because he was about to sting so much dung onto my beautiful public image. Scandals are a little annoying, aren't they? It's all because of that press conference, isn't it? If Mr. Kurita had been able to give it, then Mr. Ingard's secret would have... Ah, well, that's what we call taking advantage of the situation, you know? I ain't no interest in doing that, really, but bit by bit, it crept up on me. And then the situation just presented itself perfectly. How beautiful, I thought. And that's how Mr. Kurita ended up dead. Let me tell you something. I'm not like Adrian. I don't depend on anyone. People like are simply things to be used and thrown away. Put on a sweet, innocent face, and people will swallow anything you feed them. Adrian fell for it. The assassin too. Oh, how can I forget? Even you fell for it, Mr. Lawyer. Everyone, all working their butts off for me, Matt Ingard. Aw, did that leave you speechless? What a shame. What's wrong, Mr. Lawyer? You've gone awfully quiet. How could I have been so deceived by you all this time? When we first met, I asked you if you had killed one creature, and you answered very clearly that you hadn't killed anyone. Hey now, I never told you any lies. The person who did the killing was the killer guy, right? All I'm guilty of is taking a catnap in my room. You killed Mr. Creator. Ha ha ha. I dare you to say that in court tomorrow. Grr. Ah, but too bad. You can't. You're my lawyer after all, aren't you? You can always resign. That's definitely possible. You can always drop my case and refuse to represent me. How does that sound? Is that what I just said? I didn't even know he was going to say that. Oh, but you can't, can you? That would be the one thing you absolutely can't do. Mystic Maya. You wouldn't want to test the killer. He's a man of his word, so I hear. You could end up getting a certain friend of yours rubbed out if you lose. You scoundrel. So if I were you, Mr. Wright, Esquire, I think I would give it my all tomorrow. Remember, everyone likes a happy win-win resolution. I'll get you for this. That's such a cliché phrase. Once said something just like that, if memory serves. Of course, well, we all know how well things turned out for him, don't we? Good night, Mr. Lawyer. Maya, what am I supposed to do? And now? Wait. And now? No, you finally found it. Whoa. Oh, him. The starting line of this case. Edgeworth. I don't care for the horrid atmosphere here. Let's return to the precinct. Well, right? What are you going to do? If you plan on changing your strategy... No! We can't do that. That's right. He's holding Maya hostage. What should I do? That's not something I can answer for you. Mr. Edgeworth. Right. Only you can decide where to go from here. 1 year ago, at that time, I didn't truly understand what a prosecutor was. And that is why I had to leave the prosecutor's office. I felt that I couldn't stand in the court of law until I knew what a prosecutor really was. And now, right, it's your turn. My turn? What is this thing called a lawyer? What can you do as one? You must find the answer, and you must find it on your own. I'm a lawyer, but to fight for someone who is clearly a killer, Matt Engard, that man is really... It doesn't matter who. Every person deserves a proper defense and a fair trial. Isn't that the basis of your judicial system? Proper defense? What exactly is that? Is it where a lawyer forcibly and blindly gets an acquittal through shouting and trickery? Ironic that you of all people should say such a thing. Isn't that exactly how you have fought for your clients up until now? Well, that may be true, but that's because I believed in my clients to be innocent from the bottom of my heart. But if I were to get Engard an acquittal, that isn't a proper defense at all. I became a lawyer because I thought I could save people who were suffering and in pain. But when I look at this mess we're in, I can't even protect the person closest to me. Even if I win the case, I still lose in the end. I just don't know what to do. Right. Would you get a hold of yourself? You have it all wrong. Huh? We aren't some sort of heroes. We're only human, you and I. You want to save someone? That's something easier said than done, wouldn't you say? That's... You're a defense attorney. You can't run away from that. You can only fight. That's all you can do. Why fight? People like you and Francisco von Karma are always using all you have to pin me down. You fight to the very end, even when you know the truth is not with you. But I'm not like you. I can't fight for a false verdict for a man I clearly know is to be guilty. Francisca, she fights for herself. The only thing she fights for is her perfect win record. That's all. And isn't the same as you? Isn't that why you ran away a year ago? Because your precious win record was destroyed? You were so petty. I see. Now I understand why you despise me so. However, you are mistaken. Thanks to you, when you sealed off my path to a perfect win record, I began to realize the error of my ways. I realized that things such as a perfect record were meaningless. What? I don't believe you. Are you saying that was why you left the prosecutor's office? But then, why? Why are you here now? The answer to that is something you will find out on your own. I have faith that you will seek it before the verdict is read tomorrow. But if you can't, then you would be powerless to change the ending of this story. Whoa. Mr. Nick, the transceiver. I'm sorry for what happened earlier. Now then, Mr. Attorney, do you wager you can obtain an acquittal tomorrow? My, what does it matter, Mr. Attorney? I don't sense your usual anger this time. Tell me, please, why are you holding my hostage for Mr. Ingard's sake? Why are you doing this with that cold-blooded killer? Right? Please don't misunderstand things. He is my client. Don't toy with me. The man who hires an assassin is just as much of a killer as himself. I believe you were asking me for a reason as to why I'm doing what I am. Yeah. This is what I like to call my aftercare. What the heck is aftercare? My name carries a certain amount of honor and dignity, Mr. Attorney. I take great care to ensure that... Not ensure? Okay, whatever. I take great care to ensure that no suspicion falls upon my clients for my handiwork. That is what is called client relations, and it is a part of an assassin's duty. An assassin's duty? We were unlucky this time, and my client was arrested as a suspect. As a result, I did what I had to do to enlist your help, your expert help, Mr. Attorney, and to ensure that you would do everything in your power to the very end. What is your name? I believe I told you once before. However, you did, but my name is the Killer. Shelley the Killer. You're Shelley the Killer? Please keep in mind, you do not have much space to maneuver with me. As a killer, I always finish what I set out to do. If you fail to keep up your end of the bargain, Maya! It would be my duty as an assassin to see to it she receives a nice long nap. Ah, no! Now then, if you'll excuse me. If someone were to trace this signal back to me, it would be quite troublesome. Miss Maya, Missing Maya? I don't know what to say. Edgeworth. Hmm? Did you hear that? Did you hear that? At the end of that transmission? Huh? Oh, that. It sounded like a cat. A cat? It can't be. A cat. Can it? What is it? I think it was surely the killer is holding my arm hostage. Edgeworth, have all police units head for Engard Mansion immediately. Alright, you hurry over as well then. Don't lose hope yet, Pearls. The fight has only just begun. Yeah! Whoa. Things are going really fast right now. Okay, I need to go here first. And go and mention living room. I think we're almost done with this investigation. Maya! Please answer us! Missing Maya! With this area completely surrounded, there was no way for him to escape. Assuming he's still in the area. I can't believe it. That butler, all this time, he was the killer. He and Engard were working together all this time. I'm sure they had worked out a contingency plan ahead of time. I'm gonna examine this bear. Oh, it's a figurine of a bear. But there are a lot of cuts in it for some reason. Figurine added to the court record. A wooden bear-shaped figurine. It's covered in many thin cuts. A bear? Is that more of a thing for Mr. Kurita? Why would something like this be here? Right, look down. There's a little pet door installed here. I'm sure that's for a shoe. Do you think that this came through that little door? This door is locked. Well, I'm pretty used to breaking doors down by now. Let's go, Edgeworth. Whoa. Arg! There's no one here. From the looks of this room, I would say this is Engard's private lounge. Look at this, right? An antenna from sending and receiving radio signals, and a VCR. Check inside the deck. If there's a tape, it would be an important piece of evidence. If we're lucky, it'll have the moment that the crime was committed to record it on it. I'm sorry, but the tape deck is empty. There's no tape to be found. No. But there's no mistake that someone used this to record something. It looks like someone took the tape we were looking for and escaped with it. Can we move in? Oh, wine cellar. Ooh, this looks familiar. We've searched all over, but it looks like he got away. I'm sorry. It looks like he slipped out of our grasp this time. And now, we've lost our only lead. Don't give up yet. That little girl is looking to you to be her pillar. Yeah, you're right. We're close, I can tell. We've already set up checkpoints along every route leading out of this district. Leave the rest to us. Maya. What is this thing? This looks like a picture of Miss Impax. With love, Celeste. Miss Impax, you mean? You mean... Yes, Mr. Kurita's former manager. Why would a picture of Miss Impax be here in Mr. Engard's mansion? And why does it say, with love? This might be a clue. Celeste's photo added to the court record. Found in Ingard's mansion. With love, Celeste is written on it. Ah! What's wrong, Pearls? Please let me see that picture frame. Huh? What's so special about the frame? On the back. There's something written on the back of the frame. Maya. It's missing Maya. She left us a message. What? I thought you'd come. I knew you would. Now listen up. You better get Ingard a guilty sentence, okay? If you get that creepy son back not guilty, I'll never forgive you. Ever. I'm fine, so you don't need to worry. There's so much I want to write, but I don't think I have a lot of time left. Pearly, you're there too, right? Make sure you help Nick, okay? Someone's gotta watch out for the helpless lunk. That's it for now, Nick. I guess I'll talk to you guys later. No! Missing Maya! Right. No. Right. What's wrong? Why the big stare? Oh, nothing. You searched the house, and this is the last room. It looks like he eluded us. Edgeworth. Yes? Yes? As far as clues go, I think this is about all I'm going to forget. But I'm still short on one last thing. And what is that? Miss Andrews' Cyclock. If I could just find out what secret she's holding, then I think I stand a chance in court tomorrow. To blow this case wide open and expose the truth. I think I know what you're thinking. I'll contact the detention center. Thanks, Edgeworth. Well, let's go, Pearls. It's time to open that last lock. Oh, we go there automatically, huh? Good evening, Mr. Wright. What's wrong? You look ill. Miss Andrews, I have come to remove your Cyclock. Cyclock? I want to know, and you will tell me. Your secret. Fine, go ahead. Try to break me if you can. Can I move anyway, I wonder? You could, but there's no point in that. Here it is, my friends. The last Cyclock of this particular game. And yes, there will be more in the next one. Trials and Tribulations. Which I will be playing next after we finish this particular case. But this is the last one of this game.
Take that!
Why frame him? Can you please tell me why you framed Mr. Ingard for the murder? I've already told you countless times. It's because I thought Matt was the killer. No, that's not it. I know you have a personal reason to dislike Mr. Ingard. Miss Andrews, you may think I didn't hear it, but I know you said something earlier. You said revenge. So you're saying that I was taking my revenge out on Matt, and that's why? What is that idea? I don't have anything I want to take revenge for. Miss Andrews, a woman who lives by being dependent on other people. There was something or someone in her past that would make her take revenge. Okay. Here we go.
Take that!
This is Celeste. There was only one catalyst that could cause such strong feelings and demon revenge. And that is Miss Impax's suicide. What are you trying to say? Celeste was Juan's manager. On top of that, the one who hid her suicide note was also Juan. What does all this have to do with Matt? You're right. You haven't mentioned him yet. But for you to hate Mr. Engard, it would mean that he must have had some relation to Miss Impacts and her suicide. Can you explain to me this relation between Celeste and Matt? Okay. This one.
Take that!
This is a photo of Miss Impacts, correct? She looks younger than when she passed away, though. Oh. With love, Celeste. This is Miss Impact's handwriting, isn't it? Where did you find this? No, that's alright. It was a rhetorical question. Yeah, it is. I found this in Mr. Engard's mansion. And after all this time, my last remaining secret has been revealed. Yeah. Oops. Celeste, she was supposed to get married to Juan. Yes, but I heard that it didn't work out. Because Mr. Credo didn't want to get married to her anymore, right? Yes, because of Matt. But because of Mr. Engard? What do you mean? I think I can see where this is going. Celeste, she was Matt's manager a long time ago. She was the happiest woman in the world at the time. I was working part-time back then, and I often saw the two of them together. So that's why, with love, Celeste, is written on the frame of that picture. They were a couple, weren't they? It wasn't anything as splendid as that. Celeste was being used, toyed with until she was thrown away. That's so horrible. Man's entire image is built around how nice and wonderful of a man he is. A scandal would have destroyed that. Which is why Celeste, in her kindness, moved over to Worldwide Studios. And that is where she met Juan. She seemed really happy with him, even happier than when she was with Matt. Celeste and Juan were such a good match that they were even planning on to get married. And then, it was suddenly called off. On the night Juan called the marriage off, Celeste, she killed herself. And that's why I framed Matt. It was revenge for Celeste and for myself. I'm sure even you can guess why Juan called the wedding off, right? Matt confessed to Juan about his relationship with Celeste. I see. So that's what happened. But then why did Mr. Credo have to call off the wedding? I don't understand at all. It was probably because of his worthless male pride. Juan and Matt were always fierce rivals. Matt waited for the wedding announcement and then unleashed the truth on Juan. He was aiming for when it would hurt Juan the most. Poor Miss Impacts. That was the end of it. That day, I'm almost certain that Celeste left a suicide note behind. And in that note, she left a detailed account of Matt's various misdeeds, and so that she would never again be hurt by Matt, she chose to die. Then when Juan discovered her body, he hid her note. But why would he do that? It's simple. Juan realized that note was a powerful weapon against Matt, and would be especially damaging to his refreshing like a spring breeze image. In any case, with this pride hurt, Juan sought revenge. Revenge? There's that word again. Juan wanted to publicly disclose the contents of that suicide note, at a time that would cause Matt the most damage, of course. And that was at the press conference after the seat show. I know all about it because I heard it all from Juan. It was so I could find out about all this that I drew close to Juan to begin with. They're quite a pair of hideous monsters, aren't they? Even Celeste's death was something for them to use in their game. That night, when I found Juan's body, it was only natural that I thought the murderer was Matt. Those two were always spying on one another, after all. As for me, I was frantically searching for Celeste's suicide note. I wanted to destroy it before it ever went public. I was going to burn it. I had even brought a lighter. But I couldn't find the suicide note, and that's when revenge crossed my mind. Yes, I was going to bring to them my own kind of cruel revenge. Celeste was killed by those two monsters. So when I stabbed one's body with that knife, I didn't feel a single shred of guilt. And that's all I have to say. Well, Mr. Wright, even knowing all this, are you still going to help that man? I'm a lawyer. I see. What a foul profession. Thank you very much for your time and for talking with me. It was no big deal. I couldn't sleep anyway. I can't sleep either. Not with my situation, or with what I know now. To be continued. Well, that was very interesting. Hang on a second. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and save here. Okay, number 4. I say the numbers out loud as a reminder for myself. Alright, well, that's gonna do for this video. Oh wow, I'm already at over an hour. And next time we shall begin the day 2 of the trial and see what we can do about Matt and Guard and Maya's situation. So, until then everyone, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and hit that like button, and we shall continue next time. So until then, take care.